Well, also joining us now, as he does every Tuesday, to cut through the absurdity of the left in the United States is satirist Alex Stein. Alex, great to see you. The fire's roaring, the piano ready to go in the background there. You'll have to give us a tune one of these nights. Now, let's get...
For anything for you, Rowan.
Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Let's get started with what was supposed to be a success for the Biden administration. This is where they decided to pay off the debts of thousands of former students. I mean, beyond the fact that it really shouldn't be up to the taxpayer if a liberal arts students with a degree in gender, queer, climate, whatever, can't find a job. We've now learned that this scheme is going to cost $400 billion. Mate, you could knock an asteroid out of the sky for less, couldn't you?
Yeah, I know, and that doesn't even seem very feasible. But honestly, you know, who this really hurts is this hurts the normal American, the middle-class American that had a normal job, that didn't get to go to college, that didn't get to, you know, LARP as a general studies major. And see, this is what it's meant to do, Rowan, is it's meant to actually divide us here in America, to cause us, you know, to fight one another over an issue like, you know, public education, because really when it comes to these colleges, they're too expensive anyway. So, you know, young Americans are going into hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of debt for a college degree that doesn't even guarantee them a job. So we have a really screwed up system. And, you know, giving a few kids $10,000, you know, and student loan forgiveness, all that does is really make more people upset. And it's just a political stunt to gain some sort of clout before the upcoming November elections.
Well, maybe giving them $10,000 stops them going out on crime sprees, or maybe not, because apparently your crime rate is going nuts. Karine Jean-Pierre, who's the floundering press secretary of Joe Biden. Just have a look here. She was supposed to be a simple yes or no question from the White House to the White House press secretary was, you know, are American cities safe? I mean, it seems a pretty simple question, but no way. Have a look.
That same story also stated that the crime is complicated and multifaceted. Look, this is a president who has secured historic funding to make sure that law enforcement has what it needs, especially, and he was able to do this in the face of opposition from Republicans.
Now, Mercy, I'll put you out of your misery, Alex, because she actually went on for 2 minutes like that without actually answering, are American cities safe? Alex.
Rowan, they're not safe. And the reason is because in these major cities, because of social progressive, you know, ideology, they're getting rid of bail bonds. Now, why bail bonds are important, when people go to jail, bail bondsmen are the ones that get them out of jail and they make sure they go to court. But in places like New York City, Chicago, and Los Angeles, where the crime is incredibly, I mean, it's skyrocketed. These criminals know that they can go out of jail. They can sign the same form that will give them a public defender, will let them out of jail free on what is called an ROR bond. That's a release on own recognizance. So the problem is if I went to jail, I would have to stay there and I would have to get a bail bond, and I wouldn't be able to sign that form. And if I did, that would be a crime and I could go to jail. But these criminals, they go into jail. They know the cities where they can commit crime. Like in New York, a man rubbed feces on a woman on the subway and was out of jail in 24 hours. So is it safe in America? It's not safe in New York. It's not safe in Chicago, where they've outlawed all guns, but it has the worst gun violence in America. And it's not safe in Los Angeles. It's not safe in San Francisco. It's basically not safe in any major metropolitan area in the entire United States. And if you think that I'm, you know, over-exaggerating, just come here and spend the night and see if your car gets broken into. See if you have some sort of altercation with somebody, because, you know, the crime is absolutely rampant, Rowan.
It's so tragic. Listen, Alex, they always say that if you rely on Hitler to win your argument, you've lost the argument before you even start, which bodes not well for Hilary Clinton when it comes to if she's going to run against Donald Trump at the next election. Who knows? But here she is basically saying Donald Trump is all. Let's think of it. Oh, yes, Hitler. Have a listen.
I remember as a young student, you know, trying to figure out how did people get basically drawn in by Hitler? How did that happen? And I'd watch newsreels and I'd see this guy standing up there ranting and raving and people shouting and raising their arms. I thought, what's happened to these people? Why did they believe that? You saw the rally in Ohio the other night. Trump is there ranting and raving for more than an hour, and you have these rows of young men with their arms raised.
Alex, I mean, seriously, this is just nonsense, isn't it?
Well, they've turned the American citizen into a domestic terrorist. And when you have people like Hilary Clinton, whose husband was on the Lolita Express with Jeffrey Epstein 26 times with no Secret Service, she doesn't mention that. You know, they fear Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, you know, it's really who they hate the most is the American citizens. They hate the middle class. And Hillary Clinton is a shining example of that. And let's just say that Hillary Clinton does not have a love for America. She's a globalist. All she cares about is her own political career. So if she can somehow throw Americans under the bus for her political gain, that's what she does. And, you know, she's, in my opinion, responsible for the murder of a lot of people. And I know that that's just rumor and innuendo, but she is not a good person. Anything she says, I would believe the opposite, in my opinion.
I'll take that firmly as your opinion, Alex. You're welcome to that opinion. But this is just a replay of deplorables, isn't it? Here we go again. Trump supporters are deplorable. This is half the American people are just wiped out as just, oh no, they're just horrible people. You're never going to win an election like that, are you? I suppose maybe Joe Biden did. I don't know. Then again, I have my views on that.
Well, Rowan, when these machines here in America, if they hook up to Wi-Fi, who knows, you know, who's in control of them?
Absolutely. Alex Stein, great satire there, as always. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week. Keep that fire burning, mates, and you can go play your piano now. We'll all be listening.